It's time for our next CIRF report, May 27 through 30. 27 is pretty much already shot. Sorry for not getting with you yesterday. That would be the 26th. I was planning on doing a Sunday version, but travel plans got changed, and here I am. So what we're going to do is do a Monday version and then a Thursday version, and that will take care of this particular week. We have quite a shift in energy. That taming of the power that we talked about last time still kind of carries through, and we still need to have that endurance, and we're going to get to that here in a second. We're going to start with the DreamBot. If you haven't seen the DreamBot, I highly suggest you start with the beginner's guide, which is down below in the description. We have in the blue arrows the biggest meme for today, which is basically travel. I think what a lot of people are doing right now, or maybe just got done doing vacation, travel, just taking a break. Maybe not hiding, but flights, inner dreams, waking, forgot. I'm not sure why forgot is. Oh, forgot about your daily cares. Turning, chasing, travel, trip. So there's a lot of travel in there. And then we have the red arrows, community and gathering. Indeed is at the bottom. Indeed.com is kind of a community. Comments, members, invite, community. All right. And then in just a small little meme called imminent. So you have first, recent, and soon. So it's like all the concepts that are close to in time with where we are now. All right, let's go look at the astrology next. Now, this is tomorrow. This is going to be Tuesday, the 28th. And I have the memes up here. Let me get my highlighter up here so I can show you. I have the meme up here. These are from the DreamBot. Travel, community, and imminent. And really the only thing happening here towards the end of the day is that the moon gets into Aries, tropical Aries, and is going to make a conjunction with Chiron. Now, Chiron being the healer, and if we're in Aries, it's going to be kind of like an impulsive kind of help, wanting to help. And that's kind of community. That's community and gathering. Kind of impulsively wanting to help, but really no other aspects there to speak of. Let's go into Wednesday. We start off with sun, sextile, moon. That's sextile harmonious. Things are fairly well balanced, but shortly thereafter, now the moon gets into a square with Mars. So things kind of feel contentious, or maybe you are blocked from wanting to go somewhere. Maybe even blocked with emotions, because you've got the moon there representing your inner emotions, and you've also got Cancer, which is very emotional. Then later in the day, the whole energy changes to Mercury square Neptune. So, Neptune playing tricks on your mind, and maybe a lot of fantasy, a lot of imagination, but not very accurate. So things are very obscured. Maybe your travel plans, if you're traveling with Mercury there, traveling maybe gets disrupted a little bit, or maybe you think it gets disrupted. Maybe your perception is skewed. So there are some travel there with the Mercury, and that's about it. But all of our memes seem to come really rushing forward on the 30th, which is Thursday. And we start with a trine, moon trine Jupiter. Now this is we're starting to get into the community and gathering and even travel vacation, but mainly this community aspect with Jupiter. And then later in the day, quite a bit later, then you've got Mercury Oppose Jupiter. The oppose is not so drastically horrible, but you're thinking about traveling. So, and then you got this wide open kind of fortune and success or sensation of success and moving forward and maybe even a community type of feel to it. Jupiter bringing in a whole bunch of this community and quite a bit of the travel. And then you've got Venus bringing in even more community with Neptune, sextile to Neptune. So, maybe late in the day you imagine going somewhere and then you make it happen. And, that could very well happen in that case. But what I did was I did the I-Ching reading after I did the DreamBot, and here's what resulted. We had a 19, so we had 3 change lines, and 19 is the approach. What I asked for when in the CIRF, in the I-Ching reading, was in the CIRF report, what is the biggest influence and the best solution? So the answer was 19, the approach. And in the approach, this hexagram as a whole points to a time of joyous, hopeful progress. Well, that's really cool. Joy and forbearance bring high and low nearer together. Success is certain. We must take heed of this change in good time. If we meet evil before it becomes reality, before it has even begun to stir, we can master it. Thus, the superior man is inexhaustible in his will to teach and without limits, in his tolerance and protection of the people. That speaks highly of the Mercury concept. Now, we had the 3 change lines. These change lines, we had 9 in the first position, 6 in the third and fourth. But basically, I'll just highlight a couple of these. At the line on the first was joint approach. Perseverance brings good fortune. So it's not just any sort of perseverance, it's a joint adventure. In other words, togetherness. That's the community, people. And then the other one was the 6th and the 4th place. That would be this one right here. Here is shown the open-minded approach of a person of high rank to a man of ability whom he draws into his own circle, regardless of class prejudice. This is very favorable. So again, very community oriented and not just your own tribe. It's bringing in all sorts of people from different backgrounds, willingly and fully accepting those people into your circle, which is very favorable. Now, these changes produce I-Ching hexagram 32. So what are we doing in 32? Duration, success, no blame, perseverance furthers. It furthers one to have somewhere to go. So we're on that vacation. This is crazy. I just can't believe how the DreamBot just mirrors these I-Ching readings every time. Duration is a state whose movement is not worn down by hindrances. It is not a state of rest. For mere standstill is regression. Duration is rather the self-contained and therefore self-renewing movement of an organized, firmly integrated whole, taking place in accordance with immutable laws and beginning anew at every ending. So this is very much that community and the vacation. This I-Ching reading, the duration, 32, is the combination of community and the vacation, taking a break, taking a trip. It is crazy. I couldn't believe that we had a combination there. But so the image, thunder and wind, the image of duration. Thus the superior man stands firm and does not change his directions. In the same way, the independence of the superior man is not based on rigidity and immobility of character. She always keeps abreast of the time and changes with it. So what we're going to talk about now is the solution. And what we do in the solution is we look for the Sidereal Astrology. Now, the most meaningful slide here, commensurate with the I-Ching reading and the DreamBot, is on Thursday the 30th. And we have Mercury in these couple of days getting hit a couple of times and being directly impacted by, say, for example, Jupiter brings in that community aspect. And so we are left with Taurus. Now, not to even mention, we had the sun with an aspect to the moon. So even more, getting in line with the stars. When you go outside and you look up where Mercury is It's going to be in Taurus. So we need to get in line with the stars and become more Taurus. And that matches perfectly with the I-Ching reading. And so let's go to the summary slides. The first one out tomorrow, which is Tuesday, is with leisure being the influence, become Taurus. Experience life fully, commit to the plan. But as the I-Ching reading said, remain flexible with the changes. That's a little bit different than the Taurus, because the Taurus does like to be bullheaded. And once you have that, that goal in your mind, or that going forward, it's kind of hard to change that Taurus. Taurus is kind of like a train. It's kind of hard to change the momentum, but we need to remain flexible. Okay, that's the only change there with the Taurus. And then on Wednesday, the little reminder at National Dream Center. That's, if you want to get these slides, you can go to Facebook and Instagram and look up National Dream Center. Subscribe so that you can get these slides. This one coming out on Wednesday. It's a little reminder for you. Hey, duration is the key. And look, they're collectively enduring. So they're all going together in a herd and going towards their direction. Stand firm and do not change direction. It furthers one to have somewhere to go. That's straight out of the I-Ching 32. All right. I hope this helps. I'm trying to bring the time down a little bit. So I think it all matches. And so go out and do this. We'll see you again on Thursday. Thanks, everybody. See ya.